You are watching Canadian Muslim News on Muslim Network TV. From Toronto, Ontario, I'm Catherine Bullock. Assalamu alaikum and greetings of peace. Tomorrow is Rohingya Genocide Remembrance Day. We will talk to SHAKIRAH from Justice for All about what the day means to her. But first, some news headlines. Canada and Germany sign energy deal. Muslim family seeks justice for mentally ill son who died in jail. North America's first Halal RibFest begins Friday. China and Pakistan object to India's G20 summit plans. Now the details. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Germany's Chancellor Olaf Scholz have signed a joint declaration of intent Tuesday in Stephenville, Newfoundland and Labrador to help Germany overcome its energy crunch. According to the declaration, Canada will establish a transatlantic corridor to start exporting hydrogen in the next 3 years, reports a media source. Trudeau calls the agreement an historic moment. The declaration does not detail how the two countries will work together. Scholz arrived this week in Canada along with representatives from Germany's largest companies, including Bayer and Volkswagen. The group discussed alternative energy resources to Russian natural gas. Ontario Provincial Police, or OPP, will not lay charges against the guards responsible for the death of Solomon Fakiri while in police custody in 2016, report a media source. The OPP says there is insufficient evidence to lay charges. This is despite a report from Ontario's chief pathologist that Fakiri's death occurred due to injuries at the hands of the guards. Fakiri, diagnosed with schizophrenia, was charged after an altercation with a neighbor. The 30-year-old was awaiting psychiatric care when he was pepper sprayed, shackled, and held face down by 6 prison guards. The Fakiri family has pursued 2 prior investigations, which also ended without any charges laid. North America's first ever Halal RibFest is coming to Toronto this weekend at Downsview Park's Festival Terrace. The 3-day family event will start this Friday evening. It will run through Saturday and Sunday from morning to late night. The 3.6-acre field will offer halal cuisines and barbecues from all over the world. The festival will feature carnival rides, supercar show, a shopping market, and a meet and greet with social media influencers. Part of the proceeds will be donated to charities. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Zhao Lijian says China objects to India's plan to hold the 2023 G20 summit in Jammu and Kashmir. China calls the region disputed territory, underscoring that relevant sides should avoid unilateral moves that may complicate the situation. Li Jian says China's position on the Kashmir issue is, quote, consistent and clear-cut. Pakistan has also objected to the first major international summit being held in Jammu and Kashmir. The region's special status, guaranteed under Article 370 of the Indian Constitution, was withdrawn, and the state was divided into 2 union territories in August 2019. And that's it for the news. Tomorrow, August 25th, is Rohingya Genocide Remembrance Day. It's now 5 years since August 25th, 2017, when the Myanmar military drove out 740,000 Rohingya from Rakhine State, killed around 24,000, burnt around 36,000, and gang raped around 18,000 women. To talk to us about this day and what it means to the Rohingya community, we are joined by SHAKIRAH. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the show.
Walaikum salam. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for joining us. It's a very heavy topic, and I gave some very horrible statistics introducing this day, Genocide Remembrance Day. What does this day mean to you?
Rohingya Genocide Day is a very painful day for all of us, for the Rohingya community and for the people who are fighting on this cause. It is because we have witnessed how inhumanly Rohingya people been targeted, killed, raped, their houses been burned down, and now we have the result of it is we have 1.1 million Rohingya taking refuge in Bangladesh camps, where their situations are really bad right now, and yet even though the world recognize it as Rohingya, it is a genocide, and we are fighting for justice in international justice court, but the genocide in Myanmar is still taking place. The people are still being killed and facing all this atrocity daily. So it's
This
reminders.
is obviously a very heavy topic for you, and we're grateful that you're giving us some time. Are you able to share the story of how you came to the US?
Sure. So I was just 5 years old when I have to flee my country, where I was born in Arakan State, Burma, and I seek refuge in Malaysia as a refugee for 21 years, waiting for resettlement. Finally, in 2019, my family and I get resettled. So now I'm based in Houston.
And you are program associate for an organization that we interview regularly on the show. It's actually a sister organization to our Canadian Muslim News, your Justice for All. What are your responsibilities for Justice for All in regard to this day, Rohingya Genocide Remembrance Day?
So we, as people who are fighting for the Rohingya genocide to be recognized and justice for all from the beginning, we've been really working hard on this issue. We do a lot of advocacy work from every level to advocate for this cause to be recognized and to be action to be taken, at the same time assistance to be given, especially for the Rohingya refugees in Bangladesh. Now currently we are working on educations, because Rohingya kids in Bangladesh can have no educations, and we fear that without education Rohingya generations will be lost.
Are you able to share with us how this particular day, I mean, we know that it was August 25th, 2017 when this horrible events happened. Are you able to tell us who named the day Rohingya Genocide Remembrance Day?
Can you please repeat again?
Do you know who actually gave this day its name, Rohingya Genocide Remembrance Day? Was it declared by Justice for All, your organization, or the United Nations, or how did it get its name? Do you know?
In my opinion, I think that Rohingya activists and also the other organizations come together and to came out with a name to not to celebrate that people been killing, but to remember that these people been persecuted. Justice have to be taken, action have to be taken, and enough. We cannot afford more genocide in this world.
So, what kinds of activities happen on this particular day? Do you know?
Yes, many people in Bangladesh camps organize protests, to demand their rights, especially to go home, Arakan, our homeland, rights on educations, right on, many other things that we still, very behind justice on the for the victims, and we host a lot of webinars online, a lot of camping. I myself organizing a Rohingya genocide Remembrance Day in Houston, where I live. This event will be first event where we are hosting to bring Rohingya community and local community as a awareness about each other, and how local community, the politicians here, the media can be the solidarity on this cause and be the, help each other and be the voice.
Are there many Rohingya in Houston, Texas?
Yes, Rohingya, we have about, I was told that we have only about 2,000 Rohingya around the United States. So in Houston, we have also a quite small community, about 500 families, maybe more, maybe a little bit less. But the number is quite small, if you ask me, for the resettlement for the Rohingya refugees. So we also really recommend requesting for more resettlement opportunities for the Rohingya, because you see myself, I'm here, my voice being heard, and we need more voices to be heard, and we need to empower our community, bring more leaderships in our community, so that genocide doesn't happen and we get back our rights, which was taken from us long, long time ago, before even I was born.
So, I want to ask you about the event, but now you've raised this. You just mentioned that this is an issue that's been going on since before you were born. We don't have time to get into a lot of history, but do you want to just tell us a little bit of the backstory, what happened before 2017?
Before 2017, so the Rohingya genocide had been taking place since 1978, which was a slow when genocide. Our rights as a citizen of the country, my great grandparents' citizenship was taken. We are not allowed to go to school. We are not allowed to work, in a private sector. We can only do hunting, fishing, farming, things like that. We are not allowed to move from one place to another, one village to another, about 30 minutes. And then uh, so many things. We are kind of kept in a open prison, right? So when I was born, I know I have a land, I know I'm from there, but the government is saying that no, you are not from here and you have no rights. So basically I was born without any rights, and there are many people being born and their citizenship was taken. So we need to, get back our rights. I want to be recognized as Rohingya from Burma.
This is then a very long-standing issue, and you're organising an event to commemorate the Remembrance Day on August 25th. How was the feedback from the Houston community where you are? Are you getting a lot of support, or people just like, oh, who's Rohingya, never heard of you kind of thing?
So many people, to be really honest, still do not know what is Rohingya, who are they, where they come from, and people still don't understand and still not aware of it. So for us to really push ourselves, to go forward and explain to every level, from bottom to top about Rohingya situations, the awareness, it's very needed. And yes, people are welcoming, especially the religious community like mosques where I live, and local community are very welcoming. They're willing to hear, they're willing to understand and see what they can do. So, but we have to do a lot of work.
What would you like the audience to do to help Rohingya?
I would like to request at least share about Rohingya situations, about Rohingya problems, at least with your friends, family, neighbors. Talk about us, write about us on social media, research about what's happening, and help us get back our rights, stand with us. Because in 2012, 17, 16, we were on news so much, but now it's kind of very silent, and it's not good because our people are still suffering. My own family back in Myanmar, Arakan, still fearing of their life every day. Rohingya in Bangladesh still living in limbo. They have, they're living in a very crowded places without any future goals, without any hopes. So a lot of things have to be done. And I will say that do what you can do, as much as sharing our story with your friends and family.
How do you keep in touch with people back home?
It's very difficult because the internet, the lines of mobile networks always been cut down, so we have to wait days, months to communicate with them. And sometimes WhatsApp or Facebook helpful, but sometimes it's very difficult to know. Sometimes we get kind of really scared. Are they still alive? Where are they doing? How are they doing? Because it's very difficult, and we know something is happening, but even though we know what will happen, but nobody's ready to hear the not bad news from for their families.
Well, we're out of time, but this is a very difficult topic for you to talk about. We really appreciate you coming on the show and sharing with us, and we pray for the safety of your family and all the best for the event. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.
Waalaikum assalam. Tola. Thank you for watching. If you like what we do, please share, like, and subscribe. Stay safe, and God bless.